Welcome to another episode of the Man and Nine podcast. I am joined with my buddy JohnnyTwoHearts. That's what I call you. Everybody I know calls you that.
I get it all the time.
I always like when I introduce you guys, I just kind of go with what I know you as, because I feel like there's some people that don't want, like me. I don't want to like my identity is Ben Ochoa.
Yeah.
My real name is not that, but that's like why I don't want to get verified on Instagram, because then I have to put my real name on there. That's too much information for me out there in the world. So I just always call you guys by the way. If you want to introduce yourself with your last name, you can, but
I think it's always better to kind of maintain a persona. You know?
yeah, you're cooler that way.
Well, and not only that, but I mean,
and then it becomes more official if we do it the other way. Like, oh,
you maintain that persona, and it's also one of those things where it's like you don't give up your private life.
Yes.
Right? Like it's so hard sometimes in the spotlight, right?
Yeah.
When you get to a point where people just identify you as that.
Yeah.
And then it gets to a point I can't go to a grocery store. You know?
It's a bit much sometimes.
Yeah. I mean,
So
how many times have you been recognized at Disneyland?
Several.
See?
And that's weird, dude.
Creepy.
It's such a weird thing. Like, I don't know. I like Kim's always like, just say thank you. I don't know how to act with that stuff. But, you know, and it's not like I'm not no celebrity or nothing like that. But it's weird when people do recognize you somewhere. And I'm sure it's happened to you because you're in the music industry and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen more and more the more you get out there. I'm going to ask you something. You need to get those 9 Inch Nails boots.
They are pretty sick.
Yeah.
How much do you think they're going to be?
I don't need like $300, $400.
Oh, yeah. $300, $395
each.
Somebody was online like
They were-
either I'm going to make the closing costs on my house or I'm going to get the boots. And I was
I
like,
think
how
they're
much
just-
do you
I
think
think
that's
they're-
going to be?
No, I think
Yeah.
what they were saying it is like they're going to cost, if you're going to get all 3 pairs, it's going to cost you some money.
Yeah.
And they're just being sarcastic, and they're not going to be
Yeah, but-
$1,000 a pair. Nobody's going to buy that.
Yeah, but what? You're probably going to spend like total $1,200. Your closing costs
Yeah.
are probably more than that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
Like,
but it's also people like trying to build up hype. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's that mentality of I'm going to spend all this money for these really cool boots.
yeah.
I'm going to do it, though.
Well,
if I can.
I have a timer on my phone.
Dude, so they come out like what,
Just in
Friday?
case. Yeah.
Friday.
dude,
So Thursday midnight, I'm going to be on that shit.
dude. And then you have to go to Bar Sinister in LA when you're wearing them.
I'll just do it.
Yeah, just show
Go
up
out there and take Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. She ain't ready for that.
Oh, God.
You got to get a latex outfit.
Yeah.
No.
I wanted to bring you on, man. I've known you for what, like almost 10 years.
Yeah.
I've tattooed some pretty iconic pieces on you. I want to bring people on here that I've known in my life, that have been in my life, not just someone I tattooed 2 weeks ago kind of thing, which is great too. That's fine. But I think it's good to bring people on to show that there was a journey before getting to where people know me now, for example, you know?
Well, yeah, and I mean, myself, I can say that getting tattooed by you, as much as I've been tattooed by you, you learn a lot about each other.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, every time I'm in here, the minimum amount of time I've been in here is 6 hours in a chair.
But that's what I want people to hear from you guys, because it's you guys that are the reason that I'm here where I am now. It's the truth, and I think that tattooers forget that. They get all convoluted and confused in their head. I think that is this thing. No, bro, you guys are the reason that me and my family are here right now, you know? So for me, hearing and talking to my friends, clients, other artists, it's just a good thing. And I know that you can hold a conversation really well. I can get kind of awkward sometimes. I'm just over it sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But you can talk your ass off. Every time I've tattooed you, it's like fucking you're telling me new stuff that I didn't know about. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Hey, dude, I'm always trying to learn something new. You know,
How's your band doing?
Actually really good right now.
I think I follow you guys on, I don't know, maybe it's just you posting stuff, but I see you all the time. You guys are killing it, man. When I see a band constantly posting, like you guys are constant. That's amazing.
Dude, we've had some really cool stuff going on lately. We just shot a music video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which we were fortunate enough to do.
You have several music videos though, right?
Yeah, we've got a few, but this one's we just dropped a new album, well, EP, and this music
What's it called?
Post Party Depression.
What's the band?
Heathens.
Heathens. That's
Yeah.
right.
So this new EP is basically
That was a little plug in case you didn't catch that.
just a little, just a little. Yeah, which I appreciate, of course. But dude, I mean, we were fortunate enough to film the video at the Glass House, you know, which is an iconic venue in Southern California. I mean, kind of the birthplace of most of the music that all of us listen to at this point. So
yeah, that's crazy, man.
You know, that felt like being part of history. You know,
yeah.
Sometimes success is measured differently, and for me, like I measure it in the sense of being able to do cool things.
That's good. I mean, you're still doing it. I've known you for such a long time, and as far as I've known you, it's always been about the music.
Oh, 100%, man. I mean, I think it's like tattooing to you.
Yeah,
it's just part of who you are. Even if you weren't, even if you weren't getting paid to do it, you would still be doing something with art because that's just a piece of your person.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you know, me, and I'm sure it's the same for you. If I'm not doing something with music, I start to get all weird and antsy and
same with tattooing.
Angry, and I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, so you just described me in a different, in a version of you.
Yeah,
it's artistry. Like if you're an artist, you're gonna feel that distress. Like I love taking time off with my family and being home, and then I also hate it because we went camping and I just couldn't. I had like started carving things out of wood, like.
I always joke he has idle hands. Like he's the definition of that. Because when we go on a trip or something, he's like, I gotta do something. And I'm like, just relax.
It's weird, isn't it though? Because it'll manifest in weird ways. Like he'll become like compulsive, almost like I gotta clean the room. And it's like, dude, we're in a hotel room. There's gonna be a cleaning lady that comes in 2 hours. Like it's all good.
Once you start doing something, there's no stopping it.
Yeah, exactly.
At all, ever.
It is sometimes very difficult for people in our lives to deal with.
Yeah.
I know that my girl definitely has a very hard time with me not being able to sit still.
When did you guys get married?
November of last year.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Time flies.
Dude, it is crazy.
It's going to be a year already for you guys.
I know.
I see it like that because it's going we're going to be in September before we know it.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're going to blink.
And then, it's done.
Christmas is almost here, you know?
The year is just gone, man.
And insanely fast. You know, as we get older, doesn't it seem like it goes faster?
Oh, extremely.
When you get older, for sure. But when you get older and you have kids, bro, it's kind of like sad because the kids, I think, give you another level of perspective. Getting older is one level of perspective. Having kids and seeing them grow. Look at Ezio, dude.
I know, dude. I remember when
he's going to be taller because you're taller than me. He's going to be taller than you in like a year. 2 years.
Do you remember back in the day when we almost let him tattoo me?
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to be doing that to her soon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She doesn't trust him.
It's not that.
That needle is going to be like that far out.
I already don't
like
nothing.
Nothing.
Getting tattooed. So to have like an inexperienced person.
Yeah. I think that getting tattooed is a weird thing for everybody because I think that you have to like let enough time go by to forget that it sucks.
Yeah.
Right? like
I feel like no amount of time will ever let me forget that it sucks. Like I know it sucks. It's just now I've committed to something and now I just have to tough it through.
Just live through the experience, right?
Yeah, because you haven't actually seen, but I have like a leg sleeve.
Oh wow!
Do you not see that? Have you not seen?
I've seen you post it.
It's different though.
Like in person.
Because we've been posting it in sections. This it's from ankle to her butt.
Damn.
And Nemo's like touching her butt.
The outside.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh yeah. And she's doing the inside soon. Like closer to the holidays when she'll get tattooed because that's when I slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
And I love that. I honestly, dude, you know what, man? The older I've gotten, and maybe I think you'll agree now, especially because I'm super happy for you, man. You're married now. Like I've been your homie since before any of that. I've seen you go through some crazy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like any of our friends, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that getting older now, and especially when you have like a family, like your wife and your dogs, you got dogs still, right?
4 of them.
Holidays. How do you enjoy the holidays more? I do.
You know what?
Like Christmas just feels like just so like cozy. Like how she's always felt that way. But me, finally, I'm starting to feel that because I enjoy sitting at home when I know we're supposed to slow down,
Mm-hmm.
like during the holidays. I enjoy that more now than ever. Where before I'd be like, and she knows I worked through the whole holiday season. Boom.
I think you've tattooed me like right by Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I don't do that. I
Well,
take time off.
I will say this, and I think you and I have talked about this in the past. Like,
Mhm.
I didn't have the most beautiful childhood.
Right.
So for me,
I think you and me related. Like we had that in common.
100%.
You know?
I think that's like kind of where we started to bond was actually
Yeah,
just
definitely.
in that. And because of that, Christmas has always been weird to me, right?
Yes.
But now, I mean, I'll say this. My girl has gone way out of her way on so many occasions to make
Yeah.
it feel special that now it's like I start to understand that level of happiness or giddiness that people get when the
Yeah.
holidays are approaching, because it's like there's something to be excited about, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, which is a really interesting transition, which I mean, honestly, in a lot of ways is testament to you and your family.
Yeah.
That to take somebody like him that has had a rougher past to be able to go through that and be like, oh, you know what? This is actually cool. And I get to relax and spend time
Yeah.
with my people. You know?
It's just different now.
Oh, 100%.
It's different now. It's
100%.
just that's crazy, man. You've been doing a lot of traveling, huh?
Yeah, man. Italy, Japan.
You guys were saying that basically anything those trips we went like a month or two after or whatever it was shortly after.
Like 6 months.
Like we were going right after you guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you guys went to Italy right after I went to Italy.
Where'd you go in Italy?
So I went to Venice, Florence, Rome, and Naples and the Amalfi Coast.
We didn't go those last two that he said, huh?
No, because it was during the
That's
winter.
south.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone was like, don't.
How'd you
waste your
like the
time.
Amalfi Coast? I heard it's awesome, and then it's not.
So
Well, what year did you go?
it was 22, tail end of 22.
Okay.
So, all right, I will say this. Amalfi Coast, absolutely gorgeous. Some of the
Right,
most beautiful
right.
places that I have ever seen. Most friendly people. Just, I mean, it was literally like you walk into the place and everybody's like, come hang out with us.
Damn.
Very expensive.
Oh, I bet.
You know, I mean.
That's why everybody's like, come on. Because if you're living out there, you're living good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, Positano, we were staying in a Airbnb out there that had to have been well over $1 million home, you know.
Jeez.
So, you know, I mean.
That's awesome, though, man.
Oh, dude, it was, dude, it had a hot tub on the balcony overlooking the ocean.
Oh, my God, dude.
What do you get better than that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Yeah, so we went to Italy, too. Our favorite was Rome.
Oh, Rome is awesome.
So Venice was cool, but it was super cold.
Well,
super cold.
we went in the winter.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
The
it was
water doesn't
really,
help, though. The water
No,
makes
it was
colder.
really windy. So
Yes, it's
the
the
wind
wind.
chill, we were like,
Bro, it
like
was
in
like
some
wow,
areas.
yeah.
And then other days it was warm. Like
yeah.
it went kind of like back and forth. So the first day, like we arrived there, we did an Airbnb too, like right on the Grand Canal.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy met us there and he was like, oh, it's going to be a great day tomorrow. And we're like, oh, okay. And we go out and it was like the weather was perfect. And then the next day it was like freezing. And we were like, oh my God, this is why he was saying it was going to be a great
Yeah, it was
day.
crazy.
Because the weather was perfect. And now we're freezing our butts off.
Yeah.
You know, you think about it though, a lot of coastal places are kind of that way, where it's like,
Yeah.
you know, some offshore something comes in, and next thing you know, it's dropped 30 degrees.
Yes.
You know,
Crazy, man. How'd you like Japan?
so I will say this:
Oh, shit.
I had my things about Japan. You know me.
Like what?
Well,
I did too.
there was a little too much. I'll say rules
Oh.
for my
Oh.
taste,
What do you
right?
mean?
Well, like the whole like you're only allowed to walk on this side of the staircase.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So do you
Yeah.
think that though that you experienced that while you were there, or that leading up to it, people like TikTok or Instagram that they were like giving you these rules, and so you felt like it was a little bit more
Yeah.
rulesy,
No, I definitely kind of got the weird
the vibe while
the-
you were
the-
there?
Yeah, because I mean, Aspen, I'm the thrive in chaos kind of guy.
Yeah.
My girl loves the structure, right? For me,
Oh.
I'm like, I just want to do my thing. Yeah, I'm gonna
Same.
do my thing. I'm
I
that,
did kind of feel restrained a
Yeah.
little bit. You're right.
I'm that, better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
But
You know?
I think that like it's hard. I think that the reason we kind of I felt that way too is we're trying to be respectful to their culture too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, I want to do my own thing, but at the same time, I don't want to disrespect.
Well, I mean, for us, we did a couple of like shrines
Yeah.
while we were there.
Yeah.
And I definitely, particularly when you're doing the shrines, I
Mhm.
tried to cover all my tattoos. I tried to make sure that I was
Well,
being
that's good.
respectful
I
of their
did the
situation.
same thing though for
Yeah.
a while. Like,
And I mean, particularly in like the larger cities, it's not a big deal
yeah.
most of the time. However, you're going out to a nice restaurant. I'm going to make sure that I'm not going to be in a way that I'm being offensive to anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
I mean, we always have to be cognizant of those around us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, you said you had a couple things with Japan too, or
It's kind of pretty much the same thing. Like, I had to get used to the whole walking on one side. I had to get used to like not a lot of places open early like for breakfast,
yeah,
which I
That
don't
was
normally eat
weird.
breakfast here, but I when I go places I want to experience all their like cuisine, their food,
mm-hmm.
and I just felt like I don't know if we were missing something, but their cuisine wasn't so as extensive as I thought it was gonna be. The best thing that we had there was gyoza, which was phenomenal. But it was definitely like I felt like maybe I shouldn't do this or that. I don't want to disrespect somebody. I wore a windbreaker even on hot days that went up to my neck because it covered my neck tattoo
Mm-hmm.
and it covered my sleeves and all my shit except for the one on my finger. I honestly I did that just to give respect to Japan. Like I didn't want to like offend anybody. And then I started seeing all these chicks with like the little tattoos hanging out, and then I saw some sleeves. I'm like, you know what? The next day I just like I don't care.
Yeah,
And nobody ever said anything. And if I didn't notice anybody giving me any looks or anything like that. So who knows? But I try to be as respectful as I could. But because of that, and it's not like I'm gonna go like we're gonna go out there and do disrespectful things, but there's so many like you said, rules.
yeah.
And it's like you start finding out more things about it, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that.
Well, and I think the big thing for me is that I always try to be the person that's aware of the way that I'm behaving
Yeah.
around people and trying to make sure that I'm not doing anything that can be perceived in a bad way. I also recognize I'm a metalhead. Like my appearance alone sometimes can be
No, it's your for
off-putting,
me, like I think maybe it's because I'm used to you
Mm-hmm.
and people like you in the sense. I didn't mean like that. What I'm saying is like your vibe.
Mm-hmm.
That's normal to me because I think as far as musically, even though I don't play instruments, we we're on the same wavelength a little bit.
Kindred.
Yeah, kindred.
Like people will meet me and they'll see all the fun, cool stuff. Oh, my favorite band's Nine Inch Nails, and they're like, "What? You're just listening to Wu-Tang?" I was like, "Yeah, that's just who I am, though."
Yeah.
But like with you, I think you're like you say, you're a metalhead and stuff. For you, I feel like it's a vibe. Like you do put out, but I never felt like, oh, Johnny's gonna kick someone's ass. But
No.
it is for sure like you do. I think you become what like your music, I guess, in your terms, right?
Well, you fall into certain behaviors and things like that
Yeah.
that come from what you're surrounded
Yes,
by,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
So, I mean, 9 Inch Nails, there's just certain things that you're going to fall into that are part of that journey because you pick up emotionally from what's
Some of
coming
them
from
was not they weren't good. Like
Oh,
when
no.
you're younger, listening to Nine Inch Nails, you're like, I'm gonna go hide in the dark.
Yeah. I'm going to go cry in the bathroom by myself
But that's
for a
just,
while.
but you're right though. You do pick up traits and the behaviors of what you are into.
Well, I mean, it's just like anything. What you expose yourself to is what you become. You know,
Yes.
that's why, you want to expose yourself to people and to things that bring positivity to your life.
Yeah,
It's like the expression iron sharpens iron, right?
yeah, absolutely.
The more you surround yourself with people that help you grow and help you become better at what you do, the better you become because you're pushing yourself to keep up,
Yeah.
No,
I agree. I agree, man. I think that, like you said, surrounding yourself with certain people is going to help you in life. Like I've known you for so long now at this point where there's been times I needed your help. Like I borrowed your truck one time and
Mhm.
I've become friends with my clients. But there's also like, this is going to sound like whatever. But there's a fine line to that though too.
Oh yeah.
Even though we're homies, I have a thing where I kind of like back off,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't get too super overly close to people because, and she said it best to me one time, I'm just afraid of getting hurt.
Yeah.
And that's happened before and it sucks. But like people like you, I barely see you,
Yeah.
you know, even when I tattooed you, like I would tattoo you, I wouldn't see you for a couple months, maybe a year, tattoo you. And then it's like, we just pick up like we never left off.
Well, I think that's the testament to true friendship, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
You don't have to talk every day, but I mean,
No.
dude, it's like one of those things where it's like you'll text me out of the blue, or I'll text you out of the blue, and it's like, hey man, I haven't talked to you in a while. Like, how you been?
Yeah, that's
You
it.
know, and then it's like a quick catch up, really quick, and then it's like, you know, when you started trying to do the podcast, you hit me up, and I came out and
Yeah.
tried to give you some pointers as best of
Yeah,
my
yeah.
knowledge as goes, and it's like,
Well, because we were talking about the soundproofing stuff. I have no idea. I don't know anything about that stuff.
but it's like one of those things. Those are the people that it's like, hey man, I need help with something. Like, can you come through? Those are your friends.
Yes.
Those are people that matter. You know,
Yes, absolutely.
The guy that you call at the middle of the night on a Thursday and are like, hey man, I need you to come handle some situations.
Yeah.
And the next question out of their mouth is like, what do you mean? It's, what time do I need to be there?
Yeah.
You know, those are the people that you need in your life.
And that's the difference between a friend and an acquaintance, right?
100%.
Is that answer what you just said right there is, what do you need?
Yeah.
Or when do you need me to be there? It's like, we'll see, or whatever. Tell me where you're at.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
one or the other. And
Yeah.
it's like, and I know I'm not expecting everybody to be like that, but that is definitely a thing. Like Kim knows, if one of my friends, even someone I haven't talked to in years, if you call me, you're like, hey, I'm in the middle of the Mojave Desert. I just ran out of gas. All right, where you at? Drop me a pin. I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
It's just the way it is. Like that's a friendship to me.
Yeah, and the thing of it is it's like, for people like you and people like me, we didn't have family growing up, really.
No,
you know
not
what I mean?
really, not like that.
So like we try to give people what we never had,
Yeah.
right? And it's actually kind of crazy when you think about it, because it's like, how many times have you been to, and comes into like where you got hurt, right? Or where I've been hurt.
Yeah.
You try to do those things for people that don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know?
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, and then the thing that's hard about that is then you immediately feel betrayed.
It's funny
Right.
because talking about friendships like that, I can't imagine the stuff. It's funny. It's so crazy that, again, you're like gravitating. You're always gonna gravitate to people that you can relate with.
Mhm.
You being a band member, and I've heard the horror stories from other band members becoming friends with people and then getting backstabbed and then getting left behind, and just the same thing with tattooers. Like and I don't. So one rule I have here is you leave in good blood, not bad, ever. And so, but I know that with the music industry, with what you have gone through, I can't imagine. And I know some of it, like some of your old bandmates, I've heard like really bad stuff, and it's like it's always a constant battle to recognize who's really my friend, who's gonna be here for me, and really what's going on.
Well, and I mean, I think the other thing that comes with that is that when you get into things where people are paying attention to what you're doing on any level, or that you associate with people that have notoriety, you start to question all of your relationships.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Are you around me because you want to be around me, or are you around me because you want to get hooked up on a tattoo?
Straight up.
Are you around me because you want to be my friend, or are you around me because you want me to try to get you into this concert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, I'll be honest. That time we went to 9 Inch Nails, you never once asked
That
me
was-
for any kind of hookup, right?
No, I would
Like,
never do that.
Yeah,
though.
and you never once ever did anything, right? But at the same time, like,
when you called me and you were like, "Yo," and I wasn't expecting anything.
yeah,
I
and-
thought we were just gonna go to the festival because that was the plan.
yeah,
And then you were like, "Oh, we're gonna do this." And I honestly, when he was taking me to front of house with your buddy got us that or whatever. I didn't even know what the hell is going on. And then he's like, "Oh, I didn't know what that meant." I didn't know anything.
yeah,
And it's because of you, bro. Like I met the guy that was controlling the lights and sounds or something.
Mhm.
And then I remember like talking to that guy, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were such a huge Nine Inch Nails fan," because I think he saw my Nine Inch Nails tattoo. And he's like, "Oh, look who I'm texting right now." I swear, he has his phone and it's Trent Reznor,
Oh, damn.
and he's texting Trent Reznor about some lights or something. And then Trent had boop, text him back, and I was lost. I was like, that's the closest I've that's the closest I'll probably ever get to him. Maybe one day, who knows, I'll get to interview him. That would be phenomenal. Like, that would be a dream come true. Like, look, I got
That's your Jim
my-
Carrey check writing.
yeah, straight up. That's my like all-time professional goal, is to, if I can have a conversation with someone like that, you know, and tell him how much his music helped me through those hard times of my younger life. That'd be incredible. But that day,
Dude,
I'll never forget that, man.
I'm still waiting for you to drop the DVD.
Which one?
The film, you filmed like the whole thing.
I did. I did. I still have the old phone. Like, we don't get rid of our old phone.
No.
So
Oh.
it's in there, man.
Dude, I was going through like my photo album probably like maybe a month ago, right? And I was like deleting a bunch of like old,
Yeah.
you know how it is. Like, you go through your phone and it's like, I got 12 million screenshots that I took of like some dumb thing, you know? So I'm going through blowing all that stuff out, right? And I came upon those pictures from that day, and I was like, dude, that was a really
It was awesome.
fun time, dude. We had a good time that day.
It was great, man. I couldn't believe it. It was perfect.
Hey, dude, I'm sure that they're going to be touring again soon.
I mean, I hope so. I'm gonna try and get those damn boots on Friday.
Oh,
It's
Wow.
just one of those things. But that was a moment to remember for sure, man.
oh, dude, 100%. You know, and the thing of it is I think that as a generation,
Yeah.
we've come to learn to value moments more than things in a lot of ways. I mean, at least a lot of
I
people that,
definitely do.
you know, I think that, you know, that's what my wife and I try to do with like holidays or gift giving,
Mhm.
is we try to do an experience, not a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
right?
and that's Kim is an advocate for that hardcore. Me, I'm a hermit, bro. Give me some cool like statues or something. I'll chill at home, just look at them and just
Yeah.
Well,
hang
he's
out.
like also into like all the gadgets and stuff. For me, I look back on my childhood. I don't remember toys that I had. Like the
Yeah.
kids will ask me all the time, "Oh, like what kind of toys did you have?" And I'm like, "Oh, I had like Barbies. I had a Furby,
Mhm.
a baby." Like I don't really remember anything other than that.
Yeah,
A Barbie Jeep, like. But besides that, I don't remember those things.
but that's
So
good though. That
I would-
Kim's into experiencing.
I
those.
would rather them visit somewhere or do something because that holds so much more memory.
Well,
Yeah.
and the memory lasts your whole life.
Forever,
Yes.
man.
You know, let's be honest. When was the last thing? What was the last thing that you bought that you've had forever?
I mean, don't ask me that.
I do have a few things.
Well, but they're rare,
But
right?
yes.
But like, he's talking about like everyday shit.
because
that you
I'm
just
like
buy.
sentimental.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
you know-
very sentimental too.
yeah, I think all of us would be considered sentimental, like the three of us, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I have stuff where it's like I won't allow that to be gotten rid of because
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know. But
But I get what you're saying. Like half of the stuff in the shop, I don't remember buying it. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I know that I have it.
well, and here's the other thing. You can go buy yourself whatever thing you want whenever
Yes.
you want it, right?
Mhm.
That there's not really anything complicated as a gift giving thing, right?
No.
To go out and say, "Hey, I bought you this shirt that I know that you've wanted, or I bought you this
Yeah.
action figure that I know you wanted, or this video game I knew you wanted." That's not thinking about the other person.
No.
When you go out and you say, "Hey, you know what? I know that you've always wanted to go to wherever,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Branson, Missouri, and I just bought us plane tickets." That's caring.
Wait a minute. Where
Yeah.
did you even pull that out of?
Dude, I don't know. My mind is
Where I've heard Branson, Missouri from somewhere. What movie was that in?
She's out of my league.
Is that what it's from?
Yeah, they go to Branson. Well, I mean, Branson's kind of like I don't know, Las Vegas. So
I don't even know.
but
Really? Is it
yeah,
really?
yeah. I mean, they've got like a bunch of
That's so weird.
hotels and a lake and all that kind of stuff. But I just pulled it out of thin air, honestly.
That was
You know?
okay. That was very precise.
Yeah, deep cut.
But yeah,
right there.
I agree. I think going and doing things versus buying material things. And I'm not talking shit on it because I love like you.
Stuff,
You
yeah.
look around, bro.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he
I don't
loves
need any of
to
this.
buy things.
I don't need any of this, but and especially the statues I have, bro. A lot of the it's reference for me.
Yeah.
Cause I just saw what was the podcast that mentioned me? Do you know? It's like the True Tattoo podcast or
No.
no, not True Tattoo. It was anyways, a podcast mentioned me. If you can find out what it is, I like to give them a shout out. Just get your phone, or if the kids have it. But anyways, this podcast, they gave me a little shout out and they gave me compliment on the Dragon Ball Z stuff that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the questions I get is, well, where do you get the reference from? Right there.
Well, I mean, that Darth Vader tattoo you did on me.
So that Darth Vader, that was based off of a statue and like a screen image from the movie. Both. It wasn't. So again, going back to that, it's not just about Google Darth Vader. Okay, I'm going to do that on you. I don't do that.
Bro, you sat there with a red light shining it on the action
dude,
figure.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah,
and
dude, exactly.
Yeah, you sat there with a red light so you could get the
that's
effect.
right. I bought that figure for your tattoo.
Yep.
And then Ezio still has those, the big Star Wars. Dude, I remember that, dude.
Yeah, I remember you sitting there with a red light so you could get what kind of light would be cast by the lightsaber.
That's right.
Onto the...
I can't believe you remember that. I think for me is I've done so many.
Oh, yeah. But if you think about it, that item is connected to a memory.
I'll never let him get rid of that.
Well, and I mean,
I should just bring it to the shop because he's right. That is a core memory for me. Because when I did that Vader on you, that blew me up, and people, it kind of went unseen by most of the tattoo community, but people didn't unsee it. Like they love that tattoo.
Oh, dude, I was getting stopped in the street.
That I remember that you were one of the first ones I tattooed with the Bishop Rotary.
Mm-hmm.
And when I remember when I first tattooed with that machine, it changed my life. And it was around you. I think it might have been you when I was using it. And I was just like, this thing's amazing. You know what I mean? And then I did that tattoo and it was insane.
Oh, yeah, because you did that one and then you did the melted mask on the back of my calf, too.
Yeah, and we knocked that shit out quick.
Oh, yeah. I will say this. That was probably the closest I ever got to tapping with you, though, was that back of my calf.
Well, nobody likes the back of the calf.
Oh, dude, that was one of those. I remember being in the studio and like, I'm just going to add highlights. And I was like,
oh,
please,
God.
Please no.
But that was back then. I like back then I did the highlights at the end. Now I just do it during.
Yeah. Well, you also used to go like longer on your sessions too.
Like, you know what? It's funny you say that. I think I went super long and then I tapered it recently to this is when I'm stopping. But if I start late, I tend to try and give the client still a full 7 hours, 6 hours, or whatever. And I'm talking about tattoo time. Like, I know that's kind of burning me because I stay up so late designing stuff for them, but I just want to make the clients happy, man.
Well, plus, I mean, let's be honest. Everything in you fatigues as you're doing that tattoo.
Oh, absolutely.
Your eyes are fatiguing.
Yeah.
Your hand is getting tired. You know, those are things that affect the quality of the work.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, even for me playing guitar, right? Like,
absolutely.
If I sit there and I play guitar for 3 hours, my hand starts to cramp, my fingers start to hurt.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been playing guitar for 25 years.
Jeez.
You know,
dude.
so there's nothing that's going to take away that thing that enough time in and you start to go flag out.
Are you singing at all in your band?
Absolutely not. I have the worst singing voice of all time.
How do you like your band right now? Like where it stands, like the members and everything?
Dude, I honestly, this is the best lineup of guys that I have worked with.
That's good,
ever.
Man.
I mean,
I've seen you go through the Rings of Fire.
Oh, dude, there have been some guys that I worked with that I would be happy to never bump into them again.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, but just like anything else, you got to go through all that to get to the right stuff.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I will say this: the guys that I'm working with right now, they're professionals. These are people that have been in the game for either as long as I have or more.
Yeah.
And I mean, these are guys that have been in bands and they've toured and they've traveled and they've done
just
what
been around.
Yeah, they've been around. They've been in the industry. We're not talking about a bunch of kids. And we're also talking about guys now that, they've been there. They don't have anything to prove anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They're just doing it because this is what they love to do.
Do you feel like you have something to prove when you play or anything, like when you perform? Let's just say that.
No, not anymore.
Okay.
I think that there was a time where, I think that at a point there was, I have to prove that I can do this.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's just like any, I'm sure you heard it when you were a kid, right? Where it was like, you're never going to be successful as a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
There's no way that you can accomplish these goals that you have. Because let's be honest, you and I are both the kind of people that have lofty ambitions.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not gonna stop until I do what I said I was gonna do.
Yeah, you're gonna hit that nail into the coffin until you can't anymore.
Well,
right?
maybe the better question is not if you go out there trying to prove. I just did a video on this. I still, like, even after 16 years of tattooing, I still hold a little fear when I approach a tattoo, and I mean that in a sense of I don't go into things like, even with my experience, like I know everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I'm talking about when I talk about fear. Like, it keeps you on your toes, I guess.
Well, I think that a little bit of fear is healthy.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, dude, I'll say this. Every time I get up on a stage or every time that I go into a
It
studio,
hits you.
yeah, you have that moment of like, what if I look dumb?
Good.
You know,
why?
yeah.
Do I feel like when you feel that means you care.
100%. You know, ironically, I was having this conversation with my chick the other day about, she was saying, do you think that the Rolling Stones still get anxiety before they go on stage?
I'm sure, dude.
And I'm like, of course they do.
Look at the amount of people they play in front of.
Yeah, I mean, look at
That's
the
insane.
Well,
you know-
and they could walk out there and like everyone could just boo.
Yeah.
I mean,
hold up.
don't- I mean,
That's-
I'm not saying they're going to, but like they don't
No, but
always
you're
know
right.
like what the outcome is, you know?
And let's be real. Just as in tattooing,
Yeah,
there's a lot of variables that go in when you go
big
up there,
time.
right? You know, the
Big
drummer could
time.
miss a beat. This could happen.
Sure.
You know, the lighting rig could go down. Your guitar amps could cut out. I mean, dude, I've seen bands play before, and the entire electricity in the venue goes out
No.
in the middle of their
way.
set.
Oh my
Ugh.
god.
I
So
mean-
what happens from there?
Well, I mean, they try to get it back up, and then they jump back into their set.
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
Well, and by that point you're frazzled. So then
Sure, you got to like
'Cause you're
watch your
like-
temper.
yeah.
Exactly what you just said. There's a lot of things that go into it. If
Yeah.
something happens, you got to keep it cool, and that's something that I'm working on
yeah,
still.
dude, adapt and overcome,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, definitely.
Because I mean, let's be real. If you're on stage and the power in the venue goes out, and the two bands before you didn't have the power go out, it's something in your rig that's making the power go out.
Ugh.
Jeez,
You,
man.
you see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
so now you got to figure out what it was that was
That
cutting
you're
the power.
doing. Yeah.
What did I do to create too much draw on that circuit and eliminate? You
Dude,
know,
the equivalent to that I've ever had happen to me. I was in Texas, Dallas, Texas, I believe, at a convention. The AC in the building went out.
oh,
And like again, like what you're saying, is variables to all this stuff. You can't be putting tattooers in a big convention center in 120-degree heat and no air conditioning. That's
well, I mean,
that was not good.
correct me if I'm wrong, but like also there's an element of it that you keep tattoo studios cool because it
Lowers rate
prevents-
of bacteria. And
Yeah,
stuff.
it
So when
lowers-
people are like, "Oh, it's cold," I'll turn it down a little bit, but I'm not gonna make it hot in here. There has been times when like it's super cold outside,
Mhm.
and I'll make it toasty in here, but that's it. Like nothing. No.
You'll make it comfortable, but not
Sure.
hot,
Sure,
you know?
Sure.
And I mean, so tattooing in an environment like that is not necessarily the best, you know?
No, but it is. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember just going to the store and getting these little fans for under my shirt, like a
Oh.
necklace. Saved my life.
Have you seen those jackets that they have now with air conditioners built into them?
Yes.
It's,
Crazy.
it's beautiful.
And then
I-
the little neck fans. There's so much stuff.
They
now
have
that
the
keep you
heaters
cool.
too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like heater jackets.
That's insane. That's crazy.
Dude, I get it if you live in, Canada or New York, upstate or something like that. I mean, I will say this, the coldest that I have ever been in my entire life was in Buffalo, New York.
Mm. Oh,
Yeah.
And
Really?
I was there in December.
it's crazy.
Dude, it was Niagara Falls was freezing.
Whoa,
A waterfall was solid. Like
that's pretty crazy,
wow.
man.
Yeah.
and so I can't even imagine that going north of there
Yeah.
at that time of year. I mean, I've been to Canada, but it's not dead of winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niagara Falls was so cold, and you have the water right there, so it's coming right off.
Yeah.
of
The
that,
mist.
Yeah.
So
Are you guys signed to a label? Like, is your
No.
band?
No, we're
So-
we're trying to keep it as independent as
Oh,
possible.
okay,
to be honest.
okay. I don't know. Again, I don't know anything about that stuff, man.
Labels can make things
Difficult.
good and they can make things bad.
Yeah.
So like our kind of thing that we are about is we're doing this for the art of doing it.
Sure.
We don't want somebody else getting involved in it unless we absolutely have to, or we just find this golden goose of a situation where it's like, here is the best deal that we're ever going to look at, and we're going to get everything we want
Yeah.
and have to give them basically nothing.
Mm.
You know, so
It's a game.
yeah, I mean, everything is.
Yep,
But
everything.
But I mean, honestly, look how many bands are out there now that are just doing things independently.
It's different now, right? Like it's not what it used to be for
Well,
sure.
I mean, let's be honest. Social media exists.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
changed everything.
Do you really need somebody to market you if
No,
you have
as long as you do it.
yeah, as long as you have at least one person in the band that's some sort of business driven
Yeah.
person. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you have to have that guy. I mean, let's be honest. I've seen the way that you post change over the years.
Oh yeah.
And you've become a lot more aware about marketing and a lot
It
more
sucks
aware about
because I didn't want to do that. Well, I always have, but because social media is changing, you have to change with it.
yeah, you have to grow.
You'll get left behind, and I tell people that all the time.
Well, and the thing of it is to me, what I've seen of the way that you present yourself is that you've become more creative about the way that you present yourself.
Yeah.
Versus, I think a lot of tattoo artists that I see anymore almost kind of pander.
Yeah.
They follow a trend and they do what's hot in the moment.
But to be real with you, sometimes it works.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing that every single day, it doesn't work for you. Doesn't do nothing.
Yeah. But I also think that there's something to be said for finding your way of doing it.
And yeah, so like Brandon, my like production guy, basically, because he does all the stuff for me.
Mhm.
When I first started working with him, it wasn't fitting my vibe, like what he was doing, and it wasn't like, what the f- you doing? It wasn't that, but I'm very like my buddy
Particular.
Luke says, I'm very black and white,
Mm-hmm.
and then I remember telling Brandon, you're not doing anything wrong, but let me put it to you like this: if Batman wouldn't do it, don't do it. And literally, I told him that, and it was like perfect. Every other time was perfect. And sometimes I'll be like, "Whoa, you didn't post that? Did you not like?" It's not that I don't like it. It's me. Do you ever see yourself on camera and you're like, "I look like shit," or "That was
dude.
dumb. Why did I do that?" And that's how I feel about a lot of the takes that we've done. It has nothing to do with him, but it's all the growing pains of, like you said, changing the marketing style and moving with the times.
Well, and finding your space in it, right?
Yeah.
Finding what you're comfortable with doing. Because, dude, I'll tell you right now, there's been some times where the guy that does photography for my band a
Sure.
long time, Chris Nieto, the way that he does stuff, there'll be some pictures he takes me, and I'm like, dude, I look awesome. And then it's nothing to do with. And then there's some pictures that he takes, and I'm like,
oh my God, dude.
dude, where did that chin come from?
That's
you know?
how I feel every time Ben takes a photo.
No, that's
Oh.
no
I'm like,
way.
Can you get me from my good angle? You need to know. What
I don't
my good
even know
angle
what the
is.
hell that means, because I thought, so Kim is a natural photographer. She's amazing. And I tell her, like, we got 3 cameras, take one. No, she uses her phone for everything, and it sucks because phones will capture good for here. But like because she would like to blow up some of the photos, it's just
Mhm.
gonna look like crap.
Oh, well,
But she's such an amazing thing. And then so like, yeah, with the photo stuff, Kim's like,
so you want to hear a thing that I did that actually like did something really good for my girl and I?
what?
You're gonna like this. I got us one of those little Polaroids.
We have one. No, do we have? Arabelle
Yeah.
has one.
Yeah.
Arabelle
Terrible
has one.
husband.
We take it with us everywhere we go.
Mhm.
So, and we made a photo album out of these Polaroids. She loves it because it's not a complicated camera where you have to find a frame.
Easy.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just, it's easy.
Everything's auto point and shoot.
Yeah. The one that we have, you can actually look at the image before it prints.
Sure.
So you can double check it, you know?
Yeah.
She loves it.
Yeah.
Our friends love it. We take it out places with us and everybody's like, let's be in the Polaroid together. It's like having your own personal photo booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and dude, that right there, I think we take more pictures on that Polaroid than we do on a phone or a camera. And you know, I'm like you, I have a DSLR and I have all
Yeah,
this kind
sure,
of stuff.
sure.
Dude, our expensive camera, I don't think it's left my house.
But it's so
you know?
funny. I can't think of I can just see you like in a crazy gnarly guitar pose that he just snapped you the wrong time.
Oh, dude, there are so
You're
many.
just gonna be like, cute.
Dude,
you got
there
that
are-
bass face.
There are so many pictures where I look like I'm mid poop. dude, like, you know,
Oh
like just-
yeah, dude.
or like doing the biting your lip thing. You know, I'm like,
But dude, that's what I'm trying to say though. Like for
But
me, it
we're
looks
our
funny.
own worst critics,
Yes,
though,
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I'll see a photo and he's like, "You look amazing," and I'm like, "What are you looking at?" Like,
It's true though, man.
oh,
It's
dude,
true.
my girl will not let me take pictures of her. So,
Like
yeah.
you're tripping about the faces you make, but on to other
but
people,
like
they're
other
probably
people,
like,
they're like,
yeah.
"Oh my god, that's awesome!
Yeah, boy.
You look sick."
Yeah, that guy
It's
looks like
just
he's so angry right now.
Straight up.
you
I
know?
love it. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's true, man. Like sometimes like the new age of marketing is it's a pain in the butt, man. And like I wanted a tattoo. And now I got a tattoo and I don't even want to say be an influencer, but it's like that's where I don't consider myself that.
Yeah.
I just want a tattoo, man. But in order to tattoo, in order to progress your music, now you have to put this Instagram, this website stuff, everything out there. Website stuff, honestly, is it even a thing anymore? I know it is. I'm being sarcastic, but
Dude, I want to tell you.
Instagram is there. So what is it? TikTok is there, and I suck at posting on it. I need to post some more, but it's about progression.
Oh, well, and I mean, I'll be honest right now, like going to the website thing, 90% of the websites I go to anymore are because I click on the link in the Instagram.
And that's it
Yeah.
right
You
there.
know?
So that there, you're right. So maybe there is still like that, because I know once mine gets up and going, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah.
But it goes back to what we were saying, the marketing of today's world for music, for art of any kind. It's changed a lot. And like you said, you've seen my marketing stuff change a lot. And even with you, I've seen it change where it is different than what you were just posting when you were just jamming out before.
Yeah.
It's not to sound bad, but it's more like not mainstream, but more like it feels more like official.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that also over time you learn how to be more professional about it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You know, and I mean, even personally, I think the things that I post are significantly different now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, hell, back in the day, it was just me going out and drinking and partying and,
Yeah.
you know, hanging out with so-and-so. And I'm at this concert. And now it's a lot more, hey, here's this fun thing that I did. You know, hey, here's me in this place. You know, and I'm less about, you know, getting trashy on a Thursday. You know,
Yeah, it's just different now.
yeah,
It's mad different.
You're
Yeah.
growing up.
priorities change, right?
Mhm.
You know, and I mean,
Yeah. Who's your favorite band?
ooh, man, that's a rough question.
Come on, man.
That's a rough question.
Because you already know mine.
yeah, I mean,
I know you gotta have one. If you're stranded on an island, what is your band?
so I'm gonna say mine changes, but
No.
in the moment, I'm gonna say it's Norma Jean.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh,
What kind of music is it?
progressive hardcore.
Damn.
Oh.
Norma Jean?
Norma
That sounds
Jean.
like a country singer.
Well, it's named after Marilyn Monroe. That was her real name.
Whoa, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah. So,
Didn't know that.
but
Did you know that? Did you guys know that?
No.
Norma Jean. She's a country singer.
But dude,
That's how I'm gonna play it in my head.
I mean, it's ironic because the band is very like Southern rock influence.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that for me, I think that why I say my favorite bands change is because for me, music is very emotionally tied,
Good.
right? So what I'm going to stick on in a
Mhm.
given moment is always going to be different because it's tied to the way that I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, there was a band that I probably would have never given a second look, and I went and saw them live a couple
Mhm.
weeks back. Kevin, the drummer in
Oh,
Heathens,
yeah. How's he doing?
he's doing really good, man. He's doing really good. I told him I was going to come out tonight, and he was
Oh, yeah, cool.
super hyped. He's working a show, but
Oh, cool. He kills the drums, dude.
oh, dude, he is.
Insane. I've seen some crazy drummers, like, we all have, but that dude is
Well, and you used to drum a little bit, so that
a
comes
little
from,
tiny bit.
that comes from like a place of knowing, you know.
I could never.
Well,
Like what he does, like I'm just like, this guy's insane.
dude, I can't keep up with that guy. He is an incredible
Crazy.
drummer. But he's also doing a lot of lights now. So he,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he did lights for this band called Twin Tribes. I don't
Mhm.
know if you've heard of them at all.
Dude, I've never been really good at like knowing bands besides mainstream stuff. I've just never
Dude, you would love them.
really. What
They-
kind? Like, what is it?
So they're considered dark wave.
What is that?
I mean, so Nine Inch Nails is
You just introduced me to
And all,
something
is
new.
that a genre?
yeah. So like dark
Dark wave.
picture gothic new wave
Yeah,
music,
boy. That's what they're gonna.
right?
That's one of the songs.
So
Dark wave?
dark wave.
What is give me a sense of the smell of what that sounds like.
So have you ever, I know you listened to Crosses with me.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
So Crosses,
love Crosses.
would be like a dark wave band.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that shit.
So Twin Tribes is right up your alley.
Okay.
Picture
What's it called? Twin Tribes?
Twin Tribes.
Remember that. I'm listening on the way home.
Dude, we went and watched them live. Kevin did lights for them.
Dude,
They were
that's so
great.
cool.
And I've gotten into vinyl recently.
Oh.
So we're buying all their vinyl now and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, it's definitely a good way to experience music, I
Yeah.
would say. And that's why I say my favorites change,
Yeah.
because
But you don't have a band like, so I agree with what you're saying. It's emotionally tied. How you're feeling at the time is your favorite. No matter what, for me, that's what I think. If I ask you like this, it might change. Maybe not. For me, no matter what, any time of day, any day, it doesn't matter. If somebody just died. It doesn't matter if I'm in the happiest mood. I can always listen to Nine Inch Nails and find something in there that I love. It just brings me back to that moment of first discovering Nine Inch Nails, and just I love everything about Trent Reznor and what he does, man. I wish he was like my dad. Like, I love that fucking guy, dude. I do.
If you were on a stranded island and you
But
only
that's what
had one record,
one record.
Like, for the rest of your life, this
For,
is the one
like,
that no matter what, you can always listen
all
to.
you have, and you could only listen to one thing forever, what would it be? Regardless of your emotions.
So I'm going to say Every Time I Die, the album The Big Dirty.
So Every Time I Die is the band, correct?
Yeah.
I've heard of them before. I'm not too familiar.
I mean, they're technically broken up now.
And I hate saying that because I know I probably listened to some of their music.
Yeah.
And I feel like very like ignorant in the sense that I don't know their names, these bands' names.
Well, I mean, you also have to bear in mind that in a mainstream sense, most of the stuff that I listen to is pretty obscure.
Yeah.
You have to be in a particular group to be into that.
Well,
kind
you
of.
just told me. I didn't know what the hell
that's
Dark
like,
Wave was.
Anna and Chris, because they listen to
Anna and Chris, they're
she's like very into metal.
bro. I'll come in
And
and Marilyn
so-
Manson is playing like
hell yeah.
like the stuff that you're into.
Yeah.
And I'm into it too. I'm not against it, but it's something that.
But there were a lot of things, a lot of bands that that her and Chris were talking about, and you're like, what are they?
Oh man,
Like,
I
I've
listened
never
to
heard of them.
Lacuna Coil or something like that.
Oh, Lacuna Coil. Yeah.
Bro, sick. I thought that one of the songs that that guy was singing in, I thought it was Jonathan Davis, because there's times he has that raspiness to him, and I was like, man, who is this? Because there's a girl singing.
Yeah.
And I was like, who? And then Anna was like, oh, it's Lacuna Coil. I'm like, damn. I just love finding out new bands. But it's like, do you remember back in the day watching skate videos and finding
100%.
the best playlists, the best music you never knew existed?
Dude, I'm going to say something right now, and I think that all of us are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater
Dude, get out of here.
shaped music
Yes, it did.
for our generation.
I think that was one of the first places I heard the Refused.
Oh, dude, The Refused.
Ooh.
So that
The
was
Shape of Things to Come.
the Shape of Punk to Come. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude.
Oh my God,
Dude.
dude.
So that was the last band I saw before COVID hit.
Oh,
wow.
really?
What, live, right? That show, we saw him play at this venue out in LA called 1720.
Okay.
That show was like, it might have just been one of those things where looking back on that show,
Sure.
because there was that couple year stint in the middle where there were no concerts. But that show, I just remember it just being such a just absolute blast. I went with some really good friends. We had a really good time. Like, and some guy was trying to crowd kill in the mosh pit, like hitting people in the crowd.
Oh man.
To this day, Kevin says I like did a Mortal Kombat finishing move on that guy. He's like,
It's
He's
like,
like, "Hi-ya!"
dude, he's like, you grabbed that guy by the back of the head and threw his face.
but
into
the whole thing
ground,
is,
you
is
know?
like, I know you, bro. You're not at least I don't think you're
No,
a
I'm
violent
not-
person.
No, not at all.
So anytime I think you like fucking laying down the hammer, I'm just like,
Oh, dude.
you gotta have the most plain, calm face and just throwing people across the way.
Well, dude, I mean, metal shows, the pit, it's always going to be a thing, and
But that's the best part, man.
We're all a nice guy
Maybe
until
not no
somebody's
more.
trying to punch you in the face.
Oh,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
When I went and saw Nine Inch Nails in 2005, I don't know when it was. Coachella, I took my brother and my uncle Chuck went with us. My brother got in a really bad situation where he was like down on his knees. I had to pick, and you know how that is when it gets really tight. I was pushing, like, get out of the way, trying to get my brother out of the crowd, and dude just grabs my face like this and pushes me back, and I lost my brother for a split second. I grabbed dude, and I'm not gonna go further with that, but I grabbed my brother. It gets crazy,
dude. I
love it.
Like
I was like,
oh my gosh,
yeah.
He wants to go to a
boy.
He wants to go to a Nine Inch Nails concert so bad, and he was like, "Oh, it'd be so fun if we all went." Because so we've been together for 18 years. I've never seen Nine Inch Nails. He's always gone with a friend because he always wants to do the pit, and I'm like, I don't think I could do that. And so he's like,
I don't care how
well,
old I am. That's how we're doing it.
He's like, if we're going, that's what we're doing. So you and the kids better get ready.
Because have you ever seen
we're
a
not
show?
Going any other way?
Have you ever seen a show where you're sitting down?
Yeah. Remember Deftones?
That was terrible.
It was so horrible.
Deftones was terrible. Not the seat. Yeah, it sucked. Alice in Chains killed it with that new singer guy.
Oh yeah.
You'll never replace the original for sure, but he killed it. But I'm a huge fan of those guys. I'm a huge fan. If you listen to this, please. I love you guys. But I could tell, like, it was Alice in Chains that killed it. I remember that.
Where did you see him?
And it was in San Diego.
It was somewhere in San Diego. And I remember we got seats. And
it was
my buddy Mike, if you met Mike, you'd be like, this is Ben's best friend. What is this? This is a joke? He's a very like
calm,
really chill guy. So when we got the seats, they were like, yeah. And I'm like, this is bullshit. I want to be down there.
See, my girl, she don't want to go to a concert if she doesn't have a chair. Right?
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, she's like, well.
I'm pretty sure Kim's
I feel
like that.
I would be like that too.
Let me tell you right now, if we go see Nine Inch Nails, there ain't no seats.
I'll be.
You
up
can
there.
go sit down. I'm gonna go down there.
No,
dude. When I saw him at the Palladium.
Who?
Right? You remember my old roommate Darren?
Yeah.
We went together, right? Dude.
Wait a minute, you saw who in the Palladium?
Nine Inch Nails. Right? You remember that one where like they did that show in
I remember,
LA,
yeah.
Right?
Did you go to that?
Dude, last minute got hit up. Like literally day of the show. Hey,
what year was that?
2020.
Oh no, that's not the one. I think it's something else.
Had to have been like 19 or something like that. It was before COVID. And you had to like line up at the Palladium to get tickets. So Darren does lighting for
Yeah.
He does quite a few bands.
Was Darren the one that got us in front of house?
Yes, that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right. So Darren.
Thank you, Darren.
Yeah.
And you better watch this. I'm sure he's gonna tell you to watch it.
Shout out to Darren.
Thank you. It was awesome.
But Darren hits me up day of the show. Yo, you want to go see Nine Inch Nails tonight? I just got us in. I'm like, yeah. Of course I want to go see Nine Inch Nails tonight.
Of course.
So they had, this is the one that tripped me out.
That's so hard.
That whole upper level was
Yeah.
seats. The balcony was all seats.
Okay.
And then down below was carnage.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that's what you should do when Kim goes to a concert with you for Nine Inch Nails is get her the VIP seats upstairs.
I'll wear like a construction vest
with the kids, you know.
so she can know where I am.
I tell you what, Sam can go with you guys. You know what I mean?
I'm not going up there.
Ben and I'll be in the pit.
Or I'll
You
just
know?
I'll be up there and I'll just fucking fall into the crowd.
I
Yeah, man,
also
I can't
feel
do
like
that.
you probably wouldn't be able to enjoy it in the same way with the kids.
No, bro, because for me,
because
dude,
you'd be worried about like something
Everything.
happening.
every time I've seen Nine Inch Nails, it was like the ultimate release of my emotions for sure.
Well, and so that's what a mosh pit is, right? It's
Yeah.
everything builds up to the point where you don't contain it anymore. And the next thing you know, you're jumping off of people.
I just hope I never run into one of those crowd killers like you're saying, because I don't know what I'm going to do with that.
Dude,
And it's not even good for that person.
so I'm going to say something that most of hardcore is not going to agree with, but I don't think that crowd killing is cool. Like there's a lot of guys.
Oh, they
that are out-
definitely don't think that's cool. Like, yeah.
To me, there's this.
Or they
culturally-
think that it is cool.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
right
yeah.
now, it's like that's your clout. is if you
No
crowd kill
way.
people. Oh, there's this
That's
whole
like
thing.
a thing, huh?
Yeah, there's this whole thing going on with Inland Empire hardcore, and that it's about how much people fight at
Oh
the
my
shows.
gosh.
Yeah, and to me, it's like, I mean, I remember the earlier days
Yeah.
of hardcore and metal and stuff like that with what at least is out now, and there was a big problem with that in the past, and then it got to the point where that was where people started forming crews.
What do you
And
mean cruise?
it's like gangs within music.
Oh wow.
You know, so it's like you go to shows and, you know, somebody hits your buddy, and the next thing you know, that guy's getting jumped in the parking lot after the show. And to me, it's like all of that is so unnecessary. You know, it's weird because for me, there's certain genres of music where I've grown with the genre and stayed relevant with it. And then there's other stuff. I mean, I'll be honest, that's me in hip hop. I like old school underground hip hop.
Yeah, it's the best.
And then the new stuff, I couldn't tell you anything about
I'm just not
anyone.
into it.
I mean, the new Eminem album is pretty good, decent.
No way.
You know,
And this is my opinion. When I was young, I used to be a huge Eminem fan, and I love when he's featured on songs. I think he kills it. Something about this album, the new one, didn't hit me right.
really.
It's kind of weird. No, at all. And it didn't bring me back to when he started. Nothing. It just didn't. I think he was like, you know, like, did you watch Office?
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode where Jim tells Michael, just make fun of yourself once or twice, and people just kind of ignore that you made a mistake, right? This album felt like that to me with Eminem because it was like, I get it. He was trying to cancel himself, that whole thing, whatever. I don't know, man. I mean, he's the shit.
Yeah.
Regardless. Like, I know he's awesome, and I'm still a huge fan. Especially, like I said, the features. I think he kills it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of felt like the album was reaching, and just wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. You know what I mean? And this is just me. I'm not saying the album was bad, but it was just not what I expected. But at the same time, it's better than some of the other stuff he had to come out with. I mean, nobody's gonna hit aces all the time.
No, well, and I think that the biggest thing, like, that's the only modern hip hop album that I'm really listening to at the moment. I mean, everything else is from.
I don't even know.
Yeah, everything else is from
I think a lot of this
the
stuff
late '90s, early 2000s.
is the best.
Yeah, dude, that's the stuff that. I mean, dude, we were listening to some like old school Wu-Tang the other day.
Yep, that's always the best.
You know,
That's always great. Yeah, I think that yep, it's for the children. I don't know. Eminem's a shit still, regardless. Like, it's cool, but I don't even know the last time I listened to an album. I think a lot of the new music is like one-hit wonders.
Oh, I agree with that 100%.
And then you know what kind of kills it for me too? The newer stuff is like Instagram and TikTok, people using the same damn song. It kills the song.
Yeah, and I think that we've gotten to a point where people are, even when it's an original song, they're trying to copy
What was
somebody
done
else.
before.
Yeah, they're just trying to emulate this other band.
Yeah.
Instead of taking inspiration from that band
Yeah.
and then making your own thing, it's just trying to recreate that band's pattern.
Yeah.
right?
It's not
Or
the
that
same.
group's pattern.
Yeah. And it's like the same with movies.
Oh, 100%.
There's no originality. There's some original stuff coming out, but it's never going to be as good as what it was.
Have you seen Longlegs yet?
Dude, I want to, but I've also heard it's really gnarly. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
How is it?
So I'm going to have a hot take.
Do it.
I did not like it.
No way.
Did not like
That's
it.
the first one.
Yeah, well,
Because I've heard everybody that's seen it likes it, and it's very disturbing. Is it that?
I didn't even feel remotely nervous through the entire movie.
Nicolas Cage is the main guy.
But he's only in it for like 3 minutes.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, so, I mean, he kills it.
Yeah, that's what they said. It was crazy.
Nicolas Cage's character in that movie is super weird.
Oh.
And he plays it well. I mean, it's Nicolas Cage. Say what you want about the guy. The guy immerses himself in his roles, right? But I didn't ever at any point of that entire movie even feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say the art direction of the movie, phenomenal. Other than that,
It's weird.
it was just So when you come from a place where like you create something knowing that it's intentionally to make somebody feel uncomfortable,
Yeah.
right? Like art, right? You have this painting over here of the skeletons joined together at the
Yeah.
back of their skull. When that was being made, somebody was going, "Oh, this is going to freak some people out," right?
Yep.
And you know that. So when you look at somebody else trying to do the same thing, you're like, "Oh, you're just intentionally trying
Yeah.
to make." Because
Because that's what
Yeah.
that's the goal is.
there were a lot of parts of the movie where there was no music in the background. You know, that's intentionally so that you feel weird,
Uncomfortable.
right? You know, there was a lot of stuff where, you know,
That's pretty cool though.
lamps were asymmetrical or something like that so that it feels off-putting.
Yeah.
You know, all the rooms were very hard-edged. You know, it's like the stuff they did in Rosemary's Baby, right? Where
She loves that movie.
you know, so they take
don't.
they take oversized furniture and put it in small spaces. That way it feels
Okay,
off-putting.
claustrophobic.
Yeah, it makes you feel claustrophobic when you're watching the movie. To somebody that looks at it and goes, "I know what you're trying to do here," that's no longer nervous. You know, it's not going to create that feeling in you anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it was a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like I said, Nicolas Cage killed it. He did a great job.
Yeah, I heard I heard there was like they were saying something else, like a great performance or whatever it was.
Oh, dude, I mean, if there had been half an hour more of him,
The only thing is I can't watch it at that. Like it's hard for me to watch movies like that because I usually see them at home.
mm-hmm.
But it's hard when the kids are up. They try and stay up late with me, and then Kim is not into that at all.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't watch. If
I
it's,
like watching like
scary at all in any way or makes you feel uncomfortable. Like
Yeah.
that's not. Since I've had kids, I can't watch stuff that's like that because my mind just overthinks.
Oh,
And especially when like they were little and Ben was traveling a lot without us. Like now we go everywhere with him.
yeah.
But before, like he was going away for a week or two alone. So I was at home alone
Oh,
with the
yeah.
kids. And I'm like, he would be like, "Oh, let's watch this," like right before he leaves. And then I'm freaking freaked out
now
the
there's
whole
a serial
week.
killer in the background.
Yeah,
Straight up.
thinking about, okay, this is my exit plan. Like if I hear something, I'm gonna lock the door. Like I put the nightstand in front of the door, and maybe that'll give me some time. Like I had like a full on escape route.
Ben and I actually had a pretty scary experience together one time when he was tattooing me.
Where? What?
Remember when you up in the high desert? When
Which shop? Black Anchor?
Black Anchor?
What happened?
You remember the safe kept flipping itself?
Dude, I told you.
and
See,
the-
I don't remember this. I blocked these terrible memories out.
Dude, all right. So he's in the middle of tattooing me, right?
What?
And-
what?
And we hear footsteps upstairs,
Oh yes.
Oh, I
dude.
think I remember this.
right?
Mhm.
There's footsteps upstairs. And then the radio upstairs turns on to static.
Yeah. Oh
I do
my
remember
god,
that.
bro.
You remember that?
I do
Yes.
remember that right there.
right? And then, so it turns on to static. So we go upstairs and we go, look.
Dude, you and me both went up there
We
because I was
both
like, I
went-
ain't going. I thought something
Yeah.
was up there.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going up there alone, right? So we go upstairs.
And we're all puffed up. We're all, huh,
Yeah, right?
huh. Like,
So we go upstairs. The speakers are plugged into a laptop. There's no way that you're getting static,
Yeah.
right?
no.
So we unplugged everything.
Yeah.
Pulled this electrical plug out of the wall. We go back downstairs. It turns back on.
Yeah, I remember
No.
this, dude.
Yeah. You actually stopped tattooing me. You're like, hey, we're just gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done.
That was the second time that a client had told me, or that we were there.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
Well, dude, I mean, there was a lot of stuff in that shop that was.
Yeah.
Well, they had like Nick and all them. They had the real skulls. They had
Yeah.
like little baby fetuses in the little jar. It was really cool stuff to look at, but it's really creepy. Like the skulls that I have here, they're all replicas. I don't mess with the real stuff because it whatever or whoever it was, it tags along, bro. I'm not stupid.
Oh, dude, I mean, you know, the energy doesn't just go away.
No.
You know, it's
And some can even beg differ that even the casting that it's made out of still holds something. And I'm like, I don't think it's that. I think it stays with the origin of what it is. But,
yeah.
But yeah, that shop was full of a bunch of like oddities and stuff. And I'll tell you a story. It's crazy. One of the artists there, he started, and then this is a story that was told to me by, I don't know, Nico told me, I don't know, whoever told me, but one of the artists was breaking the mandible with some pliers to make it look cooler, like more decayed, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And what they told me is that he had to go get his appendix taken out the next day.
Oh, dude, I mean,
And that's just straight up, don't mess with that stuff, man.
well, and that's my thing is just stay away. You know, like it's fun to go do it, but
Yeah.
I mean, we just went and stayed at the Queen Mary.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you see anything? Oh,
We
you
didn't
did.
really see anything. My
You
chick
heard
got
some
a
shit?
cool picture. So they have the seance table there,
Oh, hell no.
right? And she took a
dude.
picture of it, and there's like orbs sitting around the seance table.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, I'll have her send you the picture.
Oh.
So yeah, it's like
El
that.
Diablo.
Well,
But
we could feel the energy like when we used to do ink and iron on
dude,
there.
you tattooed me at
yeah.
Ink and Iron.
Which one?
This one.
Was it that one? Oh,
Yeah.
yes. The Thor. That's
Yeah,
right.
you did that one at Ink and Iron.
Yep. Dude, that's crazy. It still looks good.
Dude, I mean, all of it is held up
All of it.
like great.
Let me see the guy right there on the outside. The dogs look so sick, man.
Oh yeah, dude. And then my chest still,
Jeez, bro.
you know.
Long time, man.
Yeah, you would,
Queen Mary is cool though. We used to do that Ink and Iron every year. That was fun. That's when conventions were still super popping. Like it was really heavy.
Well, that was like a festival.
Bro, like I can't
Like-
tell you. You couldn't walk down the aisles.
oh yeah.
I
You had to
know.
squeeze by, and she was pregnant one year,
Yeah, with Ezio.
Oh man.
Yeah.
and it was,
I was
tough.
9 months
Do
pregnant.
you remember getting in the
and
elevator?
I had to ask. Yes, I had
was
to
like the Tower of
ask
Terror.
my. We asked our doctor.
go like this,
Is it
the
okay if
elevator."
I go? And he was like, "You need to make sure you're drinking a lot of water, and you better not be walking a lot." And I was like, "Okay." And so that was like the condition. So like we went, and I remember we were in the elevator. And we were moving up, and I was with Katie and I want
No,
to
no.
I want to say it was Katie and her husband,
Mike.
Mike. I want to say it was with them because they like shielded me because all these people crammed in,
Dude.
and I'm already like claustrophobic when it comes to elevators, but like this is ancient.
Yeah.
So when you get in, you can feel it like
Yeah, it's
like so
Yeah.
my stomach, like people all piled in, and I'm like sucking in my pregnant stomach because they're so close, and she's like around me with like her hands on
Yeah, Katie was super
on the
protective.
other
man.
sides of me, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, please don't get stuck. I'm gonna have a panic attack. So it was not fun. And
Yeah.
after that, I was like, I guess I'll just either stay where I'm at or walk the stairs and maybe go into labor.
Yeah, it was crazy.
dude. Yeah.
Damn.
Like from the engine room and stuff.
Well, and
Well,
they,
they were having
still have
problems
like
with
the
the ship.
horror nights there too, like
Not no
during
more.
Halloween.
Not no
they're,
more,
they're,
I think.
no, they're
Yeah.
bringing it back.
So
Oh,
you
they
know why
are.
they got rid of it? I think one of the floors completely flooded. Like it was just decaying so much that they condemned the bottom floor. And so they must have fixed it, or maybe they just blocked it off. Who knows? But I know that they stopped doing some stuff.
Well, so supposedly they're bringing it back this year, is what I had heard. So,
Bro, all you guys are doing is asking to get a hitchhiking ghost.
yeah, dude, Hitchhiking Ghost. You want to talk about an experience with that one? Zach Baggins' Haunted Museum in Las Vegas,
Nope. I don't even know what that is.
Nope.
dude. It's you know who Zach Baggins is? He's the ghost hunters guy.
Oh yeah.
So he has,
Didn't Post Malone get like jacked up there?
yeah, because of a Dybbuk box.
What the hell is a divot box?
So it's basically a container built to hold an evil spirit,
Oh hell no.
right? So we went to this the last time we went to Vegas.
Oh, it's in Vegas.
Yeah, it's in Vegas. It's in a house where supposedly it was a satanic cult was there, and they were sacrificing people in the basement.
Nope.
No,
So
why would you go there?
you
Why
know,
would you go
I'm a
there?
glutton for punishment. You know,
Not me, man.
Oh
I'm out.
no.
I can't do that shit, man. I'm too sensitive. Like Kim
He's
says, because I'm
very-
Mexican.
So he makes fun of me because I'm like, you're Catholic.
Oh, that's right.
Like, it's like you're asking for it. You
How?
literally
I'm not
have
saying come
chance
find me.
to get rid of it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, don't come
But
after me for
I've
that.
never-
But like, he always is like,
Ben's just a brujo, though. We all know. You know what I mean?
I
Dude,
mean-
I've never. The only thing I've ever seen is the maintenance guy that passed by me, finding out hours later that he had passed away like a week or two prior. Remember that?
yeah, at our old apartment.
Yeah. We were going out to dinner. She's like, "Can you take the trash?" I'm taking the trash to the dumpsters. See the maintenance guy walking this way towards me, like towards our apartment. Nod his head, good night, whatever. Get back after dinner, and the girls, there's like two ladies gossiping, whatever. They're saying, "Did you hear what happened to the maintenance guy?" And I know what happened. He hung himself like last week or 2 weeks ago or something. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And I described what he looked like. They're like, "Yeah, he died." No. I was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, I thought I was losing my mind. I just saw him. And I again described who he was to make sure there wasn't another maintenance guy that looked exactly like him.
His twin brother.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Yeah, no, he died like last week or it was something like that. And I was like, I was super confused because I'm like, did I just see a ghost? To this day, that's the only thing I've ever seen.
But
I never
didn't they
see
also
anything.
tell you like there was a girl?
So there was another time that we saw them. Was it another time or is it the same time?
No, I think it was at that same time.
So
because you came back and you were like all
they
freaked
said that
out.
we were getting followed by like a little spirit, like something small. And that kind of hit close to home because Kim had a gnarly miscarriage.
Oh.
But they said it wasn't a bad thing. They said it was like just something that was curious around us. And the lady, bro, she was like a medium or something. She's like, I keep seeing something poking out like this. Like at the corner of the wall and looking. Like it's not evil, it's not bad.
It's
But
just checking
whatever it
things
is following you around. And I'm like, what the
Well,
hell?
and not only that, but prior to that, Ezio was a baby and we were at a friend's house and we had a paranormal experience there. And
That's not shit. Yeah, I told you.
Ezio, we stayed the night there. Ezio kept crying every time so you walked in and it was like the basement was their home. And so
Do you see how like talking about heavy metal brings out all this haunted shit?
out. Hey, dude. You know, I mean, it's a spiritual experience. You know?
Yeah.
It's apparent.
But their living room, so they had a door and it was like on this side was the kitchen and then they had like their room and then there was a door, it was the living room and then there was a bathroom and the laundry room. So every time we would walk, I was like rocking him, trying to get him to go to sleep. Every time I would walk by the laundry room, he would start hysterically crying.
Yeah, it was
And
crazy.
that wasn't normal for him at all. Like he was super easy baby. So I'm like, okay, like I did it like 10 times and I was like, Ben, like I feel like something's here. And I'm not one to typically say that. I'm
Yeah.
like, no,
She
it's a
doesn't believe in stuff.
shadow. Like
Yeah.
it's not that I don't believe in it. I just feel like if you put a lot of light on it, it's bound to find you. And
Oh,
I'm not
1000%.
trying to be found.
Yeah.
Like I want to stay hidden.
Mhm.
So I was like, I feel like something's like bothering him. And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, you know what I mean. So then we're kind of like, we're like, okay, whatever. We go into the bathroom. He's like, okay, we'll just stick together. Ezio still is not falling asleep, which was not typical. He's going to the restroom and I'm in there with him. And they had like, you know, like wheatgrass.
Mhm.
Like it was like a fake plant.
Mm.
And all of a sudden, I just see it. Like somebody went through and
Yeah,
just like
bro.
ran their
What?
fingers through it. And I was like, Ben. Like
And I was
freaking
like-
out.
And I
And he's
remember
like,
just
"You're okay."
looking, and I thought it was gonna be like,
Seriously. So then
pushed up
we
against the
leave, we
wall.
get out of the bathroom
that
and
happened.
we have like a mattress, like a blow up mattress. And we're laying there and our suitcase was open, but
Yeah, this is the one.
but the lid was like back. And so
It was leaning on the couch.
it was leaning on the couch. So he's like, I want to say your mom.
I called my mom. I'm like,
Did
"What
we
the
call
hell
her
did I do?"
before or after that happened? I think it was after.
It was
I think
before
he
the
said,
suitcase thing because I was on the phone with my mom when
oh,
what happened
yes.
happened.
So we were kind of telling her, and so she was like saying like her Hail Marys and everything like in Spanish. She was like saying stuff, and all of a sudden the suitcase slams down, and I'm like, hell no.
Yeah.
And so she
Time to get a
keeps
hotel.
going. Yeah. So she keeps going. She keeps going. Ezio, as she is praying in Spanish, he falls asleep.
Straight up.
And I'm like,
There's just some things where you look at it and you're like, there's way too much to be coincidental.
exactly.
Right.
So they didn't hear anything. We were like
banging
he
on the
was
wall, calling him, everything.
He was yelling, like not yelling, but he was like, "Don't mess with me. You're not welcome here," like saying stuff. And like they heard nothing.
No.
And so we're like, we're gonna go get a hotel because we didn't
next
sleep.
day.
Like I could not fall asleep. I was
They
like,
fell asleep.
I fell asleep once,
but I stayed up.
Once the sun started to come up,
the sun
I
came
closed
up.
my eyes.
And they didn't hear anything. It was crazy.
And then we didn't sleep. And then we left. We got a hotel and we laid down and we slept like all day. Even the baby, even Ezio. We were asleep like all day.
This is almost like a Halloween
crazy.
episode now.
I know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Welcome to Ben's House of Horrors.
Jesus, never again.
That was the
I don't
only
want
thing.
it.
That was the only time that we ever experienced that.
You know, for me, I think that I'm very much kind of like you. Like I very much have a wall up to it.
Yeah.
Right. So,
But what happens when that wall's broken down and you see some shit?
dude, so
Or you feel it?
So that's the thing that's funny is that recently I've had more, right?
Mm.
And to be honest with you, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I've just experienced enough now to where I'm like, oh, there's no way that I can deny that this stuff is around me. It's right there. You know, like I said, that experience we had up at Black Anchor.
Yeah, man, that was crazy.
Dude, I mean, let's be real. The tumbler on that safe is not light.
No,
Yeah.
I remember that.
You know, and this thing was clunk, 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 clunk.
Yeah.
Dude.
You know.
Yeah.
And Ben was doing the same thing there that he was doing that night. He's like,
Yeah.
you don't want none of this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not the
Come
one.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your boy.
That's his go-to.
He did that scene from Predator where Billy cuts his chest with a machete.
Straight up, I was ready. Even though the front door was right next to us, I was ready to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was crazy. And I had another experience at Black Anchor, and because I tattooed you in the lobby. That's where I was tattooing at the time.
Yep.
I was tattooing my friend Tara. I did the back of her neck. It was like fleur-de-lis thing, whatever, on the back of her neck. It was about 10:30, 11. I used to stay late. You know, we stayed late for a long time. I'm doing the bandage stuff on her neck, and she's leaning forward like this. And so she has her head down. I said, move your hair forward for me. So she puts her hair forward to the front of her. And then I'm almost done. We're just chatting it up, whatever, talking. And out of nowhere, I swear, if I ever talk to Tara on here, she'll tell you. It was just, in the noise, it was just like, woo, like that. And then her fucking hair blew back in my face. And then she's like, Ben, no shit, dude. She was like, Ben, what was that? And I was like, that was us leaving. Like, we gotta go. So I literally, I didn't even clean up.
You know, like,
Nope.
No, that shop definitely was the most haunted. We've had some stuff happen here, really weird. Found out it had something to do with the bakery next door. Long story short, I told the ghost to kick rocks. And we've been good. Every once in a while we hear that little something in the back, but I just dismiss it. I'm too focused into my work. The only time I get up and go look at anything is my client says something.
yeah.
Like if they notice it, I'm like, oh damn, okay, I would check it out. But nah, for the most part, it's all good here.
Dude, you've tattooed me in so many places, like different locations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
I mean, think about it, man. You tattooed me at
Empire.
Empire.
Black Anchor, Ink and Iron, Jamie's shop.
Oh damn, that's right.
Have you gotten tattooed here?
I've gotten tattooed here, yeah.
Yeah.
That's 5 different places right there.
Yeah.
Jamie's awesome. That was cool working there, really quiet and mellow. And I just
That was a healthy environment, I think.
Yeah.
yes, that was definitely, I needed that
Oh,
after
100%.
what I had been going through. And Jamie, I always hold him as a close, like true close friend. Like I can call him tomorrow and he'll have a conversation. Same thing with you.
Yeah.
That's a friend, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's tattooing is like the band stuff that you go through. I'm sure, very emotional trip, and you just got to keep pushing.
The thing that I would say is that anytime that you deal with artists, even as a guy, it's like having other girlfriends,
It is.
Yeah.
It
right?
is.
Like there's so much emotion.
But I don't
into
want
it.
the girlfriends.
Sometimes worse.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
want
dude,
that stuff,
really,
bro.
right? Yeah,
But I the thing with me though, man, and okay, then fine, let's call it what it is. If it's like girlfriends, I break up with them all the time.
oh, 100%.
Because I don't want it. I don't like. I have my life here at home, and I have my life with the artists that I work with.
Mhm.
I don't like. I'm cool to have good friends and stuff, but the second it becomes like a thing where I have obligation to you as a friend, I'm out because once you start putting that on another friend, it becomes this like tension thing. It's no good. It's
Well,
not
that's why I don't know. I always err on the whole idea of like, don't let money come between friendship. Don't let this is what this is. Like, I'm going to be the best person to you that I
That's
can
it.
be. The end. And when I say like band guys, it's like having other girlfriends. It's because you start having to take into account the way that somebody else feels.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, let's be honest, as guys, how often do you really think like, oh, I can't say that around this person because I'm going to piss him off?
Yeah.
Very rarely,
I
right?
don't do that.
Yeah. But, when it comes to something like creating something, I mean, picture you're making a single tattoo with 4 other artists
Yeah.
all at the same time.
Well, it's like an intimate space, not like in that way, but like you're
is, though.
collaborating. You're like you
Yeah.
have different emotions,
You also have
and
to
you're
learn,
close.
you have to learn how to be intuitive to what
Mhm.
where that person is going with what they're doing in order to figure out what you're going to make this thing into.
Yeah,
But see, that's where I kind of like I space myself from that.
yeah. He operates better solely.
I do. I just and it's not that I'm trying to be inconsiderate or I don't care about someone's feelings, but
And not that he's not a team player,
No,
because
no,
he
no,
can't
no.
be. It's just you prefer not to have a team.
I don't like having to deal with other people's emotions because that throws me into this weird funk or whatever. It's just weird, man. I don't know.
I think you feel like you can't fully be yourself at times, because then like if you say the wrong thing and then they get upset.
Yeah.
Well, we can go full circle back to the Japan thing on this right here, right? Where it's like you're putting so much thought into not offending somebody that you're trying to do everything you can to follow all the rules
Yes.
and predict what the rules are going to be and try to figure out all that stuff, that really what you're only accomplishing is making yourself be awkward and strange in that moment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So then you end up in this thing where you're just spending the whole time thinking about the way somebody else is operating and
Yeah.
not thinking about you,
Yeah.
Mhm. Or being authentic
Yeah.
with yourself.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's totally understandable. But even at the same time, over the course of time that I've known you in the tattooing thing, there's been those people that start to get that way with you.
Yeah.
And then you distance yourself.
I do.
You know.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Because I think it all comes back to the fear of not wanting to get hurt again. I've been going through that my whole life.
Well, and I mean, I also think that even beyond just the fear thing, when you look at it in a sense, for you, you're very driven by the end result.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So if something is negatively affecting that result,
I'm out.
you're done.
Yeah.
If you are not part of making me better, then you're going away.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't like obstacles.
Yeah. Best way to get around an obstacle is to get rid of it, right?
All right, dude. We can stay here all night and talk
Oh, I know.
for ages. I'm going to hit you with the question.
All right.
It's a magic question of the night. If you watch the podcast, you know what I'm about to ask him. And I want you to give me straight up answers. I don't want you to sit here and think about it. I want you to give me answers and then think about how you fucked up that list.
Jesus.
All right. Zombie apocalypse
Uh-huh.
right now. Boom, they're at the door.
Mhm.
What are the 5 things you have on you? It has to be real, so you can't say a lightsaber or a ray gun. That's not real.
Well, that takes all the fun out of it. No,
It does.
Let's see.
Let's see what you got.
I'm going to say a sword,
Okay.
preferably a katana, something
Oh,
lightweight.
look at that. Look at that. He's already winning.
I'm going to say antibiotics. Because
Okay, so you get a box, or I'm sorry, bottle of that.
1 bottle of antibiotics. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna
That's
say,
a good one. Nobody said that yet.
well, dude, I mean, you're gonna get injured.
Yeah,
It's
that's
gonna
a good one.
happen.
Nobody has said that yet.
You know, I mean, you look at all these apocalypse movies, and everybody's like, "Oh, I cut my leg on this jagged piece of metal,"
Dead.
and it's like, you may not die from the wound, but guess what? 2 weeks from now, septic, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say,
Ezio's listening to your list.
I'm gonna say, a handgun.
Okay, that's good.
Some sort of MRE.
Okay,
What's that? 4 items I'm at right
Yeah.
you need one more.
now. And a hand grenade just in case things go completely
Jesus
sideways.
Christ! I was
Oh,
gonna
he
say
trying
you're
to
like the
blow
emergency
shit
guy.
up.
No, you're like the last stand guy.
Well, yeah, I mean the zombies swarm me and I'm going out in with a bang. You know what I mean? Like,
Katana's classic. all
have
day.
your meal. Well, katana's not going to run out of
And the
bullets.
pistols is a good one too.
Yeah, I mean,
The MRE is good. It is good because it's a tight situation. You got to eat something or whatever.
yeah, you got to have some sort of
What was
food.
the other ones?
Antibiotics.
That's a good one, dude. That is a good one. I don't know if I'd put it in my list, but that's a good one. And
Well-
what was your 5th one? What did you just say?
It was a handgun, antibiotics, MRE,
MRE.
a hand grenade,
Hand
and a
grenade.
pistol.
Yeah.
Pistol.
And you know, I mean, the hand grenade is
The
just,
hand grenade is for what?
you know, that coup de grace. You know,
Jesus
Just in
Christ.
case.
You know,
Kim would take that.
yeah. Well,
She's like, Kim's whole thing is, if that happens, just kill me. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
no, you got to at least try.
So I'll tell
Okay,
you. I'll tell you
my whole
mine.
thing is if I have to eat bugs, just let me go. Because I don't want to live in that kind of world. I'm not waiting for them to
No.
try to find
I'm
a
shoving
cure.
those maggots down her mouth, down her throat. You're surviving.
No, I
He's
just feel
making a
like,
puree.
Take me.
Here's my list: a katana,
Mhm.
right? We both agree on that. A pistol for sure.
Okay.
This is where we start to differ. Purification straw,
Ooh, that's a good one.
right?
That's good.
A flint rod,
Oh, so you can make fire.
and
Okay.
then the one I'm surprised you didn't say this, but some people don't say it. Luke didn't even. Did he? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Backpack.
Oh, so you can carry all.
You just
that.
carry
Yeah.
everything. You want.
Or as you're like going out and raiding, collecting, like you have somewhere to put everything. Mine was very similar to his. You had a pistol.
I did.
I didn't have a pistol. I said a space blanket.
Yeah, which is good. That's a good one. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Because for me, I'm like, well, I'm already gonna be with you. You have the pistol.
She's looking at it like, I already. Yeah. So yeah, this is a good list.
so where do you hide in a zombie apocalypse?
I mean, that's for me, ideally, 2-story home, blow the stairs out, make a hole in the roof.
Always got to have a way out.
You have a way out. You can either have ropes is hard. Do you
but
know
what
how
if you
hard a rope
can't-
is to climb?
Oh, 100%.
What if you
Shit.
can't blow out your stairs though?
I'm
you
blowing
know,
out the stairs. Okay.
You can't blow out our stairs at our house.
Give me the hand grenade. Johnny, where you at? Boom.
That's gonna attract them
But it'll be too late. They can't get up there.
if they pile on.
But you
top
got to
of
keep
each
in
other,
mind
they
too. We're
will.
talking about zombies. So you know the rules. They don't run. Zombies don't run. 28 weeks later, World War Z. They're not zombies. They're just infected,
Yeah, it's a virus, not a
undead.
undead.
I'm talking about undead. That's my favorite.
Yeah, you're talking Night of the Living Dead.
Because if we're
zombies.
talking about other ones, we're all dead.
yeah, you're not winning.
No,
World War Z zombies, game over.
but that's where you're saying like, where do you hide? That's important. And I think like at the higher ground you are, the better.
oh, I mean elevation. Of
Kind
course.
of. Because if you start moving around up there, they're gonna hear that.
Or you just need a bunker
Oh God.
that you could stay
The
in.
bunkers scare me
forever.
because you're underground.
So the claustrophobia thing takes over.
I'm not claustrophobic, but I just feel like you're more at a chance to getting stuck.
Yeah, there's not a way out.
When you're up high, I think you get an escape route and move on from there.
They're just gonna like.
Oh, Antil loves these questions.
He got real hyped.
I know.
His eye is lit up.
He's
You know?
all, let me move over here now.
Well, hey Johnny, it was great talking to you, man.
Dude, good.
You're
good,
awesome,
good
dude.
chat.
It was great just chilling for a little bit, hanging out. I'll have you again on here when you get all rich and famous. You can tell us how crazy the parties and concerts or whatever are. Like, I know you're headed there, man. So Keep going and
Working
doing
on
what
it,
you're
man.
doing, man. I'm proud of you as a friend, you know.
Thank you, man.
You're killing it. It's good to see that you're still sticking true to your music stuff. That's always important. A lot of people don't follow through with their dreams and stuff, you know.
Hey, dude, the only failure is giving up, right?
That 100%.
Mhm.
That's
All
it.
right. Everybody else, thank you for joining. Kim, thank you for joining in the conversation like always.
Always.
What's the name of your band?
Heathens.
Heathens. Once again, do you hear that? Remember that. You'll be seeing a lot more of them. Thanks again, man. I appreciate you.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
Right.